Blessed Squad, what's going on with y'all, man? It's your boy, Blessed Applesauce here to bless y'all with another video here on Blessed to Invest. And today we're here to talk about my favorite asset in the world, the one that I like to hate on. If anybody follows me on social media, which you need to do that, check the link down below. It's at Blessed Applesauce. Make sure you give me a follow. I talk about Bitcoin a lot. I'm not the biggest fan of Bitcoin. I think it's rat poison. I think it has no backing behind it. But as you're seeing from the news, it now slips below 30K. And this is a critical level for everybody watching. One, because a lot of people got in around the 40s, 50s. So everybody's scared what's going to happen to Bitcoin. And two, the second reason is because it's in a bear market and everything is going down. So people are really nervous. And in this video, we're going to break down what I think is going to happen with Bitcoin and how I think you should plan these next coming months, years, etc. for Bitcoin. So before we get into it, make sure you leave a like on this video and also sub down below for more content like this. So let's get into it. So this headline right here, slips below 30K, U.S. inflation report. As you can see, if you've been checking the news, the CPI is now 8.3% for inflation, which is the 40-year high, as you can see right here. Absolutely crazy. Inflation has been going ridiculous over these last I want to say 18 months or so, ever since the pandemic, and it doesn't seem like it's stopping. And the funny thing is about Bitcoin was supposed to be an inflation hedge. It was supposed to be a risk-free asset, and that's how it was marketed as, where you can get in, it's going to protect you from a falling dollar, a dollar that's losing value. But ironically, as inflation begins to kick in, Bitcoin is dropping as well. So it doesn't really, it's not doing what it's marketed as. I think Bitcoin is more of a risk asset and more follows the overall market, because you can see as the overall market drops, Bitcoin begins to drop. So if people want risk on, they're going to buy Bitcoin. If they want risk off, they're not going to buy Bitcoin. So this is not an inflation hedge for everybody that's saying it was what it was marketed as. But as we can see, since it is correlated with the stock market, let's see exactly what's going on. So we are going to get into some charts. I just want to go over some quick news articles explaining like what's going on. So Michael Saylor here, he is a big Bitcoin guy. He's big into Bitcoin. I think he's officially down in his position. He bought Bitcoin, I want to say around the 40-30 range. So it being below 30K, he's now down on his position. So I'm betting that this is going to push the market down even more, with a lot of people down on their positions, because it's going to get to a point where people are so down, so nervous, so scared. They're like, I'm done, I'm out, I just need to cut the loss. So him being down right now is not a good sign for Bitcoin. But stay tuned when we look at the chart, and I'll explain deeper what I think is going to go on with that. But this is not a good sign for Bitcoin. Next, El Salvador is also, they've been big into Bitcoin. Their currency has been kind of trash. So what they've been doing is buying Bitcoin to salvage their currency, salvage their economy, and they're going deeper into it. So for you bulls of Bitcoin that think this is going to be the champion of the world, this article right here really helps explaining that it may work, it may happen, because they're going deeper into it. But El Salvador is not the strongest country in the world, but this does give a little credibility to the look of Bitcoin. So let's get into the chart, because I want to actually look at the chart and see what's going on with the chart, so we can see where this thing is going to be, where this thing is going to bounce, etc., etc. Because the charts never lie. Numbers do not lie. Articles may lie, news may lie, but the charts do not lie. So looking at Bitcoin, it was at a high of 69,355, which was pretty crazy that it got that high. Everybody was excited for it. People were talking about it's going to 100K, and it has not reached that moment yet. But as you can see, it's been in a bear market ever since it hit that peak. Anybody that's familiar with technical analysis, when it broke out right here, this is a false breakout. This is a clear false breakout. The way this candle engulfed the previous one, where the red candle engulfed the green candle, that was a sign that a bear market was bound to happen. Not a bear market, but at least a short-term downtrend. And this ended up being a very deep downtrend, going into the 40s, the 50s, the 40s, and as we are now into the high 20s. So you're probably asking, where is this thing going to bounce? Where do I think this thing is going to bounce? Where would it be a good time to get in? And ironically, if you look at the chart, we have a couple levels. This key level here of 30,000 is very critical. It's bounced here many, many, many times. The last time Bitcoin crashed, it bounced here and then it pushed all the way up to 69K. So looking at the previous history, the way this thing crashed, this could be a potential level where you can buy in and make some money, because it's bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, potentially 6 times here on this 6th time. So buying here at this moment right now, if you're not currently in Bitcoin, would be a good option. It's shown resistance around, shown some type of support around this level, and it's shown that buyers are interested around that 30K mark. So if you're interested in buying the position, I would recommend getting in right here, but understand that this is going to be the last line of defense. The next key resistance that we want to look at, if it cracks below this, is all the way down at 20,000. All the way down here at 20,000. There's nothing below this, between this level. It's a big gap of air, as you can see right here. This thing gapped up. It's just a big air pocket right here. No key resistance levels, no trend lines, nothing between this. So if it gets below 30K and stays below 30K, we're in really dangerous territory. So for the people that are in this stock currently, if you're in Bitcoin right now, and let's say you bought in right here at 40, maybe you bought at 50, maybe you bought at 60 or whatever, and you're down really bad, these next couple of days are going to be really critical to figuring out what this stock is going to do. If this stock sits, not stock, but cryptocurrency, I'm confusing it with stocks, but if this cryptocurrency sits and holds 30K, we may be in a good position where you may be able to potentially, let's say you're in it, you may be able to potentially add to this position. I can't believe I'm saying this, how much I hate Bitcoin, but you may actually be able to add to this position right here and ride it up to 40K, 50K. Maybe it goes a little higher at this point, holding on to these resistance lines. If it breaks below, I say bye-bye Bitcoin. I think it's going to be the road to the end for Bitcoin. And honestly, from my personal opinion, not just from a technical standpoint, because technically this is a buy point. Technically, this is a buy point. You just want to wait for some type of signal to pop up to buy it. But if it doesn't give you the signal, it's dropping to 20K. That's what the technical analysis is saying. But for me personally, from Bitcoin, I don't like this chart. I don't like the asset. I think it's a little dangerous. It's showing a little bit of a double top right here at this 60, 65 level, which is not what you want to see from Bitcoin. It's not what you want to see from a chart long term. And on top of that, it has a pump and dump type of action to it. I trade a lot of low cap float stocks, and Bitcoin has the same nature of a low cap float stock where it aggressively pushes up, buyers aggressively coming in, and then sellers aggressively dump this thing. If you look at the previous time it came up, in a couple of days, it aggressively pushed up. It went all the way from 30K all the way to 50K in a matter of days, and then it crashed right back down 50K to 30K in the last couple of days. That is a classic pump and dump type move where sellers are looking to exit and they're looking to dump their shares on people that don't really have knowledge of what's going on. That's what the chart looks like to me. But if you're trading this thing, I recommend hopping in now, trading this thing for the short term. Take the money out of it. I think there's a lot of money to be made in Bitcoin on a trading aspect, but on a long-term aspect, I don't think it holds a lot of weight. Bitcoin has no backing behind it. It's not like you're buying a stock or business where it's bringing some type of dividend, bringing some type of cash flows in. You're only buying hype. So beware of that when you're trading Bitcoin or buying Bitcoin for the long term. But let's see how this chart turns out in the next couple months. I will keep y'all updated. But for right now, my prediction is this is going to be a key level. If it breaks below this, buy Bitcoin. If it holds this level, get ready to buy it. And let's ride this thing up to 40, 50K. I might even take a position. I can't believe I'm saying this. I might take a position on Bitcoin if it holds 30K and ride it out with y'all. I will not hold it for the long term, but I might trade it. So you heard it here first. Blessed Applesauce may be trading some Bitcoin. But if you like the video, make sure you spam the like button down below. And if you have any comments about Bitcoin, you hate Bitcoin, you love Bitcoin, whatever you feel about Bitcoin, let me know in the comment section and we can chop it up. And it's been your boy, Blessed Applesauce. Stay blessed. I'm going to see y'all next time on Blessed to Invest.
Just to see tomorrow is a blessing. Stay prayed up is the message. Everything about a nigga blessed.